I'd like to welcome everybody to Marketing 100. My name is Neil Mayers, and I'm going to be your teacher for this course. After you finish watching this video, the next thing I'd like everybody to do is go to the discussion board entitled Let's Introduce Ourselves. And there's going to be some information on there in that forum for you to share with your classmates. It will include some information as well as a photo or image that I will ask you to upload. So once you're done with this, please go have a look at that. Let's get to know our classmates because we're going to be interacting a lot. Now, I am very fortunate that I believe I get to teach the best courses here at Germanum. And those are because I think they're the most interesting, and hopefully you will too. But secondly, I think they're the most universal. Think about it. If you go to the grocery store, if you use social media, if you watch television, if you drive up 95, you are being marketed to. Further, if you have ever worked in a restaurant, if you have ever had to raise money for a cause, you have been a marketer yourself as well. So this is universal. My goal for the class is to demystify this marketing process, break it into components that will be easy for you to understand, and then make you want to learn more. Now, my office, I will tell you, is located in Culpeper. Office hours are really only by appointment. I will also tell you that if you send me an email to that address and want to talk outside of office hours, I'm happy to do that with a day or two notice. So I'll certainly be very flexible. That phone number on there, I only use it when I'm in the office. I don't check the voicemail. So the way to reach me is through email. Now, a little bit of background on me. I'm a business person. I spent out of grad school 5 years with Kraft, ended up as a brand marketing manager. From there, spent 7 years with Cadbury Schweppes, where I finished as the marketing manager for Cadbury Beverages Canada. Thirdly, before starting my own business, I spent 5 years with a company based here in Culpeper, a $300 million a year company, and was the vice president of sales and marketing for them at a sales force of about 150 people I was responsible for. And then for the better part of the last 15 to 20 years, I have spent as an HR recruiter and consultant dealing largely with sales and management personnel. Now, most of what we're going to do for this course is going to be located, and this is the Blackboard course, is in the weekly modules tab. That's where we're going to live this semester. And it's going to be listed by week assigned or by module assigned. You'll be able to tie those together via the syllabus. But most of what you need is there. It's going to include the reading, all the materials, including quizzes, except for the final, but including quizzes, will be found there. In addition to some other important information you'll be able to find that you'll need periodically, the syllabus is right above the weekly modules. There is a tab on presentation help. We do a lot with PowerPoint. That's going to give you some valuable information. The final will be under tests and quizzes, as well as there's a section on Blackboard help. Now, within that, each of those tabs, modules, there's going to be 3 or 4 things. You're going to have the reading that you're assigned. You'll have a discussion board topic and a link to the thread. You don't have to go back out and go through the discussion board. You can access the forum right from there. The presentation, if there's one due that week, is below down here, and then the quiz will be due is down below that, as well as any other reading material or background that you'll need for that week. And I will stress that this is all due Sunday night at midnight, so it's easy to remember. So if the information due for the first week, starting Monday the 21st, all of that homework, all those quizzes due Sunday night the 28th at midnight. Now, PowerPoint, as I said, that presentation help section is going to have great information. It's going to have a video as well as a printout, something you can print out, a link to a printout that will give you great tips as well as great information, give some great background information on expectations on PowerPoint. People have asked me why I use PowerPoint for homework, and I do it because that is how business communicates to a large degree. It's very important for it. I want you to get comfortable using that, and Google Slides is the same to me as PowerPoint. Realize that your goal in that is not to write an essay. It is to summarize the main points in bullet points and not paragraphs of text. I've got an example here of a page that I thought did a nice job of doing that. You can see here that there's bullet points, easy to read quickly, and not tons and tons of words below it, just enough to be able to talk over it. Graphics or charts will always add, if done appropriately, to the story you're trying to tell. And just some tips here on issues that I run into. First of all, each week I'm going to post 2 to 4 bullet points of what I want you to cover. You need to make sure that you cover those bullet points. People that don't cover 1 or 2 of those will lose points. I want you to use information from the text, from the book that you've read. There are times when people will answer questions and will give me some generalities that aren't necessarily wrong, but it doesn't necessarily prove to me that you've read the information. So I want to make sure that you're using the verbiage and the information you receive from the reading. And last but not least, sometimes the information is just too sparse. I'll get 1 or 2 bullet points on a page with just a handful of words. You don't want to put a ton on there, but you've got to make sure that you're addressing the questions. Now, in terms of the book, you don't need to buy one. This is an OER class. It means Open Education Resources. You do not need to buy a textbook. All the reading material that you need is located in this shell. Now, with that said, I will tell you that the reading is still mandatory. Just because you don't have to pay for it doesn't mean you don't have to do it. How I grade, just to give you a quick overview, there will be a quiz a week worth 20 points. There's going to be a presentation a week and a discussion board a week. All those worth 20 points. A final exam, and then a final project, which more information will come out on that later. But the final project will be a PowerPoint presentation. It will summarize the key learnings from the class. Will be done at the end of the semester as well. That'll be worth 20%. Now, the grade center will be out of 1,000 points, so you can keep track of your progress that way. I will point out to you, for one thing, 900 points it will obviously take to get an A in the class, 800 to get a B, etc. 400 of those 1,000 points from that final exam and the project won't be available to you until the very end of the semester. You can still keep track of how you're doing, however, by keeping track of what percentage of the points that could have been earned you have attained. PowerPoint presentations will be indicated on each one. There'll be roughly 4 to 6 pages. And then lastly, the discussion board, and this is important. You are responsible each week for making a 150-word post on the topic that has been outlined. In addition to that, to get full credit, you also must make at least 2 25-word replies to your classmates on their post as well. Now, what to expect from me? And this is based on a class survey that was done a couple years ago. It is pretty typical of what I tend to see on my surveys. First of all, I got a lot of participation. Secondly, I will tell you that I will expect you to put a lot into this. The people that took this, 12 out of 15 said they had to put a lot of time and effort into this course. I'll also tell you that 15 out of 15 said they got a lot out of it. So, big investment to put in. Hopefully you'll get a big investment out. Everybody said I was fair and consistent, and overall the course got very good ratings. So, investment in to get a lot out. With that said, I am excited to start. Go after you're done with this, introduce yourself to your classmates, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks, and I wish everyone the best of luck.